The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
There it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Just move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. Y'all talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk to burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the coupe in here.
By BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
World is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Sharpton Heston, man. Look, it gets low, man.
The Friday, November 4th edition, happy Friday of Talking Heads is on and popping. Of course, you know we got the weekend review coming up, so we can have some fun with that. And don't forget, in the 5 o'clock hour, we're talking to good folks from the Bahamas Baseball Association. Yeah, Concavi. We're going to have a good conversation there as well. All right, so you got the weekend edition lined up. I hope you had a good day today. My God, if you were stuck on the road, Mr. Producer, you got stuck on the road or you stuck in studio all day? Huh? You was on the road or you was stuck in studio? You was stuck. You were safe, but you was in AC. You didn't have no crazy people around you. And you avoided the traffic. Because listen, my God, I don't have no problem with my good friends in the public service, right? And I hope they have a great public service week. But my God, why y'all block up the road? Y'all block up the way y'all block up the road today. Dear God, you could give us a warning, you know. So we could have avoided y'all and y'all could have the streets to yourself. Because when I tell you that was some bumper to bumper, wait, Mr. Producer, bumper to bumper, chalk or block, you hear what I saying? That crease up traffic. So I hope y'all had fun, man. I don't know why y'all didn't do it like tomorrow on a Saturday. And, you know, maybe y'all could have probably enjoyed it and tried jumping and, you know, do a thing or two. No, y'all did it today. All right. I hope it's finished now, though, so we can have less traffic on the roads, because, my God, 5 o'clock soon is here. All I'm saying is stuff like that, we need a little more detailed disbursement of said information to the public. Get some public service announcements going on my show, a couple other people's show. We remind you, hey, coming up Friday, public service week, they got a big motorcade. It's going to be a foo bar. It's going to be a cluster, you know what. Avoid this street, okay? But no, they just like us to be all jam up and crease up in traffic. Anyway, I digress. I got Joker's Wild Party passes up for grabs. I got Dunkin' coupons up for grabs. Great show over there at the Joker's Wild. Headliner Kurt Green. Feature comedian Brent Bentley. And yours truly, funny show from start to finish. And it's 2 for 1 on all locals, so take advantage of that. Doors open at 8. Showtime is at 9. And the show is Tuesday through Sunday. And we're located between the Carl and the Beach Tower over there at the beautiful Atlantis. And, of course, I got Dunkin' Donuts coupons for you. So you'll be running on Dunkin' as well. All right? You know how to get your answers in. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969. BTC Flow channel 612. You know how to get your answers in. All right, here's what you're working with. What is significant about the movie Red Dawn? What is significant about the movie Red Dawn? All right? There's a couple of significant things about that movie. All right? So, you got to be specific. Okay? Now, what is significant about the movie Red Dawn? Okay? And I seen some of y'all looking at it. Some of y'all freak yourself out. I can't wait to see some of these answers. Because I've been, listen, when that movie came out, all the girls was freaking out. Listen to this smarty pants here. No one wearing red. That's very funny. Wrong. Okay. Hey, Naughty, I was waiting for you, this real Laker. You told me, listen, man, I told you to listen out from yesterday. Before you go into the office, you know you could take us into the office, right? GuardianTalkRadio.com. I was saying, listen, man. Now, hold on, let me read this. Now, see this where you going wrong. Don't hate because my jokes, but listen, man. Listen, senior Laker. Let me say, let me call you George, Mike, and geriatric Laker. You up there. You've been there. You've seen it all before. If you've been a Laker fan longer than Pearly, you've been a Laker fan long time. I haven't been a Laker fan as long as you, however. I've been there through a lot since the 80s. A certain Irvin Magic Johnson rolled in. So I think I can speak. And I've earned my right to walk away. So all I trying to tell you is, respect due, but go sit yourself down in your rocking chair, Mr. Mikan, and let me be the wild child that I am. Thank you very much. Now, what you can do is text me your info, and I'll send you a Dunkin' coupon, because I don't like to be rude to my elders. So I told you to go sit in the geriatric corner. I didn't call you geezer, but I call you Mike and Laker or Mike and geriatric. So yeah, come for your coupon. Send me information. Well, call Mr. Producer, and we'll get you hooked up, okay? And see, that proves to your geriatricness, because I told you to listen out from yesterday. You texted me back today talking about you listening. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Anyway. Yes, you heard from a birdie that I'm giving away a turkey as a prize for the quiz on Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact, I'm giving away a turkey all Thanksgiving week. I'll talk to you about that later. Now I got to go deal with that birdie who told you, because that birdie shouldn't have told you. That birdie turned out to be a turkey themselves. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Yeah, Naughty, what's cracking? What's going on?
What's going on?
Everything good.
This mystery dolphin, you calling in early, man. We was talking politics right now, but I guess you want to call in and talk something else. What you got for me?
I want to answer this question.
Oh, what you got? Oh, what's your answer?
At the time of its release, the movie Red Dawn was considered the most violent movie of its time.
That is a very, very good answer, but that is not what I'm looking for.
That you don't have to be looking for. You said it's a few answers.
Right.
Okay. You said it's a few answers, and you have to be detailed. So I answered one for you.
That is a very good detail. That is a very detailed answer. But when you hear the actual correct answer, you will see.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't say there was a correct answer. You said there is a few. Give me one. So I did.
No. I said no. I didn't say there's a few answers. I said there is a.
Listen to your thesis when you came on. Listen.
Hey,
play it back.
Kermie, you see who's back in full form now, boy? Look here, the Heat win couple games, Dolphins win couple, the Japanese radio weekend. Johnny Cochran has returned, boy. I said this. I didn't say there's a lot of answers. I said you could look. There's a couple of interesting facts associated with the movie. All right.
Okay.
All right. So that's not the answer I'm looking for.
You
all right.
You was looking for one of them.
All right. Since you've gone full Johnny Cochran on me, okay? I will tell you. I would give you a coupon. It was a very violent movie, right?
Okay.
But the interesting fact about Red Dawn and the real answer to this that I was really looking for, it was the first movie ever to be rated PG-13. So technically, it got a PG-13 rating. Why? Because at the time, it might have been the most violent movie. So
both of them bear significance.
There you go. So I can make sure you get straight. Because Lord knows it's Friday and I need to know, sidebar and go take it to the judge. You straight. You good.
Okay. Wonderful, sir.
But that wasn't the answer I was looking for, okay? But I'm going to work with you nonetheless because it's Friday. And I'm sure I'll hear back from you in sports. Get the info to my producer and you good to go, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now, look at the texters now. Now the text is flying through. Listen, texter, who said the movie didn't happen at dawn? That was actually funny, but then you went under there and said the Eagles 8-0. Come off my text line. See you in 5 o'clock. But I'll be honest with you. That movie was a classic. If you look at all that was in that movie, the cast was ridiculously good. And they went on to do a lot of things. Like a lot of work. They had a lot, when you look back at all who was in that movie, Patrick Swayze, Jennifer Grey, C. Thomas Howell. All right? I mean, listen, that whole crew, Charlie Sheen, Leah Thompson, Powers Booth, Darren Dalton, Brad Savage, Doug Toby. Mothers, I even forgot about Doug Toby. William Smith was in it. Harry Dean Stanton, Ron O'Neal, Lane Smith, Frank McRae, Pepe Cerna. I mean, listen, you all had Judd Omen, Zito Kazan. You had a lot of famous actors in this movie. But the ones that really jump out, like really, really jump out, Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen, Jennifer Grey, C. Thomas Howell. Listen, that was a great movie, but I don't know where they was going with the hair and all of that, but it was still an awesome movie. All right. So now we've shared that moment. Let's look at the headliners. And lines open today, man. It's like a week in review kind of thing. We're looking at the headlines today, but we're still going to talk about some of the ish that hit the fan through the week. Headliners all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. And don't forget, they got the sidewalk sale going on today and tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, up to 50% off. You don't want to miss it. Past there today. All kind of goodness going on at great deals. So definitely check that out. Big headline today in the Nassau Guardian. News and views in Madison since 1844. It's a win-win. Government, pharmacists reach agreement on price control. Story by Ken Diadames. After locking horns for several weeks over new price control changes for medicines announced by the Prime Minister on October 11th and gazetted soon after, the government and pharmacists have reached an agreement on new margins. Power of negotiation, people. This is the end result that we wanted, man. Yeah, and you can hear my voice a little chirpy. Back to coaching baseball. So, yeah, it's going to be like that. That's the result we wanted, though. Sit down at the table, come out with a win-win for all parties concerned, and then eventually a win-win for Joe Public. That's what we wanted. So if that means closing down for a day would get us here, then they did what they had to do. Now, all of that is water under the bridge. We got what we need in that area. And the government now going to ease their position on grocery margins. Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Alkitis revealed yesterday that the government has agreed to provide higher price control margins than what it gazetted last month for perishable items, and has also decided to accept a recommendation from grocers that Family Island businesses be given higher margins than what were recently announced. Again, negotiation, the power of it, the power of good negotiation. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty, what's going on, man?
What's going on, Gardner? What's good?
Hey, Naughty, what I'm concerned about, right, is, right? You know, it seems like the poor people, right? They don't have anybody to advocate for their issues. In fact, they don't have the ability to have unions. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the rich man, you know what I'm saying? Businesses could unite themselves and hold the government at ransom. You know, you might have like somebody said that there are three parties in the country. You have the FNM, the PLP, and the public servants. You know, like seems like only people in the public service could hold the government. You know what I'm saying, hostage or at ransom. But that's what I get from what's going on today. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you, man, Gardner. And listen, I was looking at a lot of things today, and you said public service, like you say only public service could hold us ransom. Even when hold on, but check this out. Even today, to an extent, okay, the public service was holding us hostage. You see the roads today with that parade, with that motorcade?
Man, that's what I'm saying.
Dear God. I don't mind. Listen, I applaud the public service and the public service workers. I'm not hating on them or taking away from them or having a moment of shine, but do it correctly, man. Maybe do it on a Saturday when people are prepared and maybe people could join in. But in the middle of a big Friday day.
But what about the poor people who need things like income tax introduced? You know, that where the rich man or the people that make the higher who are the higher earners will pay.
But Gardner, you
know,
look
what
at
about
it,
those
man.
things?
What amazes me is you said that, right? But we do need an income tax. And that's
Yeah,
a word
you know,
that we don't like to talk about. That's a taboo topic. But we need income tax. Period.
see, what
We also
thing
need
is,
property
people-
tax as well. And we need to
the higher
collect
earners,
these
they-
taxes.
The higher earners, right? They won't. You know, if their children, if their children don't bring home good grades, right? They don't ask them to sleep outside or not feed them or you understand me or
Sometimes
not,
they
you know.
reward them. Don't worry about it. You're a
I mean,
failure, but
every
you'll
now
come
and
wait
then
for me in the
everybody
company.
sits at the table, you know. But the poor people, man, if they don't achieve in school or they don't have any special skills, man, they gotta sleep. You know what I'm saying?
I
they
feel
don't
you.
have much housing or food or health care. You know what I'm saying? They dog eat their lunch. But anyway, thank you.
No, man, Gardner, I appreciate your cause as always and your points. But like I said, it's something that we're all looking at. And obviously, yeah, if you imagine that the quote unquote, and I'm using air quotes right now because I still don't believe we have a middle class. I don't think the middle class exists around here anymore since the pandemic. And if it does, it's foreign with a necktie and a briefcase. Yeah. And a Bahamian front person. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, if people, the quote unquote air quotes middle class is feeling this, what about the lower class? What about the poor? What about the impoverished? All of these things have an effect on us. So yeah, when I say that the pharmacists should lobby for better pricing or for a better deal, because at the end of the day, we will benefit however it can't just fall on us. If they get some burden taken off of them, then less burden gets put on us. And that's what we need to look at. We can't just have this governance or the style of governance that says, hey, this is how it is. Get it done. And I ain't trying to hear what you're saying. Just make it happen. No. The prior administration, the previous administration had some qualities like that. And look where they're at now. So all I'm saying is to this current administration, negotiation isn't a bad thing, you know. Just don't be so hardline, because at some point, you got to be flexible if you really want to make it right for all parties concerned and beneficial. But I'm glad to see that, we got light at the end of the tunnel there. Naughty, they need to put price controls on apartment rentals because they want $1,200 for a hole in the wall with roaches in it. Another text. Naughty, I agree, we need income tax. All right? Listen here. We need income tax. Naughty, stop cussing on radio. God is watching. No, God is telling me to say we need income tax and we need property tax. And more importantly, need to collect it. Not send out a letter and say, hey, we would like to do income tax and property tax and a couple of, foreign residents and been to birds and property owners. No, not us. Are you crazy? Don't ever say that. No. Yeah, I'm saying it. Income tax, property tax with a scale. So the burden don't get put on the small man. Everybody pay in relation to where they're at on the totem pole. But we need to figure out other ways to collect. And we've never collected on this. You know what I've wondered? Why if, there was a topic in the conversation today in the barbershop. Immovable Properties Act. Yeah, they changed it under the Ingram administration, but it could have been changed in every administration since if people care so much about it. Why hasn't that been changed? So you got to look at the politics, and the politics is going on with a lot of these situations, my peoples. Don't get caught up into the semantics and the rhetoric, all right? A lot of smoke and mirrors going on. Now, Dexter, you know what I just said again? Income tax, property tax, income tax. According to you, I just cursed 3 more times, okay? All right. I'll make sure to go to confession early on Sunday, okay? All right. All right, let's get up into the break. That's wrapped up, your headliners, brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads and The Buzz, all brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. And don't forget, new arrivals every Monday at John's, both locations. Be sure to check them out. And while you're there, in addition to all the footwear and fast fashions and workwear they're famous for, check them out on small home appliances and cookware as well. Brand new to John's, both locations. John's Plaza, Carmichael, and the flagship store over there on Rosetta today. Be sure to check them out. And remember, John, serving you is a pleasure. So we wrapped up the headliners. We wrapped up the buzz. Quick break, flip side of the break. We'll be back at you with the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. Slide up into my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break. And at the bottom of the hour, you know, I got Cuban Willie's Numerology Report. All brought to you, of course, by the Island Game coming up. So keep it right where you got it. The Friday, November 4th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Girl, you see how Cora eye look funny, all black up yesterday?
But she say she bump into a wall when she's running after the churn them.
Yeah, but last Saturday, you see her arm was all black and blue, right?
So what you saying? You think something wrong between her and Jack?
I ain't sure, but you know Jack is a jealous man. I hear him and Cora last Friday. I hear him say he hear Cora have eyes for Junior.
Now you know that ain't true. Cora is a good woman, does mind her business, take care of them churn, and go to church every Sunday. So what you think we should do?
I think we should report Jack, you know. Cora don't say nothing, but silence hides violence, and we don't want to line up in the cemetery.
Not me. I ain't getting in nobody business. Then Jack come after me, and I land up next to Cora.
No, man, we could call a text Crime Stopper. And remember, we can even get some grocery money for our tip.
Remind me again, how does this work?
We can call them in Miami at 328-TIPS or 328-8477. Or when we in the island, call toll-free at 300-TIPS or 300-8477. And if you don't have no minutes, use the Crack Crime Bahamas app and we could text them. And the messages get on mix up before it leave your phone so nobody can know what you saying.
So what we waiting on then? Let's go earn some grocery money.
Here we go.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has stood the test. You're always covered with J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Get a jump start on gifts at KFC this holiday season. This November, when you enjoy the craveable flavor of a KFC Meal Deal Mega or a Big Deal Mega, you can enter for a chance to win. KFC is giving away one MetaQuest 2 VR headset every week that can be yours by simply mega-sizing and entering your receipt. Enjoy your finger-licking good KFC chicken meal and enter the metaverse, courtesy of KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Talking Heads, the Friday, November 4th edition continues right now. I got your global warming lined up with Heating of the Planet in 60 seconds, and that's all brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. And don't forget, man, if you want to get into the metaverse with KFC, you can, all right? And they're going to be giving away one MetaQuest 2 VR headset each week in November. First drawing is going to be on Monday coming. Customers must mega-size their meal deal or big deal, and then fill out their receipt to enter in-store for their chance to win. And remember, when you enjoy the craveable flavor of a KFC meal deal, mega or big deal, all right, you could be the lucky winner of that MetaQuest 2 VR headset. Simply mega size and enter to win. All right, see you in the metaverse, courtesy of KFC Nassau. And don't forget, got those drive-thrus open until midnight. And you got 3 open extra late for you. Prince Charles, Mackey Street, Oaksfield. Yeah, man. Go get you. No, Prince Charles, Carmichael, and Oaksfield. Prince Charles, Carmichael, Oaksfield. Open until 2. How about that? All right, I got the global warming lined up. All right, brother, you've KFC Nassau. Before you get to that, let's hit the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hello.
What's going on, Sparkalicious?
Well, I can hardly hear you. You could hear me?
I can hear you, man, but how about now? You can hear me better now?
I got my volume turned up. You sound a little low.
I'm good, man. You can hear me? Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I am underneath the big juju tree at number 8, Pride Estate, right next to Lake Sparky.
Stop it. Under the big juju tree. Sound like you done consumed by 3 or 4.
Look at the blossoms coming. This look like it's going to be a big bunch, barring that we don't have no bad weather to blow the blossoms away. Because, boy, you know, this is the time when everybody's crowd my house for jujus.
Sparky, my question, how many brown bottles you had under the juju tree today, man?
Right now, to be honest with you, we have one or two friends sitting here. They have. Now I'm not a good liar.
No, you know why mess
tell
up
you
a
the-
good
I
story
tell you
with the
way
truth?
It is, they say the problem here is Sparky. He's talk too much because I'm a bucket mouth.
But nothing wrong with that, you
I'm
know.
a bucket mouth. I'm a modulator, an agitator, and an instigator.
Yeah, and a couple other haters
No,
too, but I
no.
can't say it on the radio. But anyway, what you got for me today?
Well, I'm looking at 3 empty brown bottles, and the brown one, the brown new one, the top getting ready to come off.
It's Friday.
And then I got a friend there, they with the golden things from down by the brewery.
Okay.
That's the collects.
Y'all like I said, y'all bibbing on some Guinness and some collects. Everything good.
So
Go.
we are bibbing under there listening to Naughty Show.
And I appreciate your endorsement today too. I was
Now,
riding
the
around
problem
and
is I just finished talking to a friend of mine in Abaco.
what's going on there?
I was telling him, and we was negotiating how I could put some on the Island Luck account, and he could send me down some things because it's too expensive to go to Montague Beach or Port-au-Ski to buy fish in New Providence.
That is true.
So listen to this now. Naughty, I going out to Montague Beach, and the fellow wants to send me 3 yellowtails for $25.
What?
And then I said, well, let me go to another place. Let me try and see if I can get me one grouper. One fella bring up one grouper. The grouper was maybe about, I don't know what size. So he say, that's $80. So I called my boy up in Abaco.
$80, that's a square group, eh?
So I called my boy. Say, I think it's price gouging. It ain't price gouging only in the supermarket. It's price gouging in the Bahamas all around. And they blaming it on COVID. They blaming it on the oil, the war in Russia. They blaming it on the Darien. They blaming it on everybody, and they putting it down to the poor people.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is, the man asked me in Abaco, how much they charge you there? I tell him this. I say, ting him there. I say, if I put something on your island,
We got Sparky or we lost Sparky?
what you can send me?
So where do you send you?
He tell me he can send me 2 grouper, a bag full of yellowtails, some conch, and some crawfish for $200. I must go to the boat, pick it up. I want to know, how is it possible that I could call a fella in Abaco to send me that to feed my family, friends, and neighborhood? From Abaco, on the boat, ship it to me, and I can't get the same thing right on Montague Wrap.
You know, Abaco famous for some good fishermen and good fishing, and they might take it a little more
but
serious
the
than we
point
do
is-
here.
The point is, Naughty, the point is, people right here in New Providence, price gouging on everything, blaming it on everything, blaming it on the government and everything. Everybody, you can hardly find a way to buy food in New Providence.
So, and listen, I can't tell you where it lies, Sparky. The prices are up everywhere. And
But how can a man, if I send a man $200 to Abaco, he could send that all the way to New Providence, cheaper than I could get it right on Montague Beach.
maybe they have more in abundance in Abaco than we have here in New Providence, Sparky. I'm just trying to play, you know.
Oh, you believe that's what's going on, right? No, Naughty, you believe that's really what's going on, right?
No.
Everybody price gouging everything now. If I could go down on the corner there by McCullough Corner and I could get my brown bottle for $4, why when I go someplace else outside the city of Nassau, I got to pay $11 for the same brown bottle.
And don't get one brown bottle in one of these hotels where you might have a
So
seizure.
right now I'm looking at 3 empty ones, one in my hand, and a couple more to go.
All right, well, you go
Have a
enjoy
good
them.
evening.
You too,
Happy,
Sparky.
Happy Guy Fawkes Day.
Yeah, happy Friday. Yeah, today is November 4th is Guy Fawkes Day. Tomorrow's
Today's
Guy Fawkes Day.
Day?
Tomorrow's Guy Fawkes, November
So
5th.
we're going to burn the Guy Fawkes on the Western Port?
Remember the 5th of November? Guy
Hold on.
Fawkes.
Ain't nobody in the Bahamas remember Guy Fawkes?
No. But you know what we could do? What we should do is, instead of Guy Fawkes, just make up the effigies, the dummies, and then just replace it with the politician we least liked over the last 20 years.
But look at it, but you know how I go. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope the brother don't get mad at me. I want Bill and Guy Fawkes with minutes.
Go to the break, Mr. Producer. Sparky, that's bottle number 4. Holler at you, boy. You see there? Anyway, Sparky, you said it, not me. All right, let's go to the break, Mr. Producer. On the flip side of the break, we'll be back at you. Cuban Bill, he'll have your numerology report, and we'll continue the conversation. But right now, I'm ready to crack myself up because I know Sparky enough. You talking about 3 empty bottles. Kirby, how much you really think Sparky on right now? I think that sounds like a number 6, easy. Sparky, you on 6th Street already, man. The problem is you ready for me and Mr. Producer to show up the day after the show because sound like we got to come out there. What it is? Number 8 Pride Estates. Kermit, that's what he say? I want some juju and what you call it? Sea grape. Sparky, and I bring him a bag too. And it empty because I gonna put sea grape in it and juju. Well, I go home with some good juju now. My wife will love me even more. Let's get to the break.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Dunkin' lets the good vibes flow with their new Blood Orange Refresher, bursting with flavor. Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers balance bold, sweet blood orange with tart cranberry and a hint of fall spices for a fun twist on a much-loved flavor. Served over ice with either green tea or coconut milk, Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers are loaded with B vitamins to keep you feeling renewed and refreshed. What are you waiting for? The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place, is your place.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit our website at fidelitygroup.com.
Burger King wants you to ride into the holidays in style with a brand new 2022 BYD Han all-electric sedan from Easy Car Sales. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just upgrade your favorite combo for one ticket, or double your chances with a King combo, or triple your chance to win with the purchase of a BK family deal. It's electric at Burger King this holiday, where you get the chance to win a 2022 BYD Han EV sedan when you upgrade your combo at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM continues right now, the Friday, November 4th edition. I got Cuban Willie's numerology report coming up in short order, Mr. Producer. We good? All right. So we're back at it. Naughty high property taxes caused the increase on rental property. That text came through. And yeah, it has. All right. But at the end of the day, we need to collect taxes correctly. And we need to listen, if we got a property tax, then we need to, it can't just be for some, it's got to be for all and sundry. And let's enforce it properly. Income tax as well. But I say it needs to be scaled so as you can measure it with the tax bracket that you're in. But we got to look at discussing other options. We can't just keep going down this same old, just down the same path. Merrily. There's no. We've been seeing that result repeatedly over the last 50 years. We need to make a change on that. We need to see different. Well, I tell you, you know what? This one thing been jumping out at me. MP claims he never said what he said. In fact, he said. MP claims he never said what he in fact said. I know you've been listening to that clip with the news and everything over the last couple of days, Mr. Producer. What did it sound like to you? Did he say what he said, or he didn't say what he said? Did he say it or he didn't say it? That's what I want to know. All I know is you got, sound like a case of foot and mouth disease right there, okay? Now, if I may, Mr. Cornish, I would have vehemently in the house stomped my feet and pounded my fist for a retraction. I would have freaked myself out for a retraction so they could see I was serious. And then, when I asked for the retraction, I was going to make sure I didn't say what they said I said. I'd make sure that I didn't say it. Because if I did, or I had a gray area, maybe I would just leave that. But it's safe to say that the member for North Abaco is to political addresses as to what the former member from Micah was dealing with numbers. That's what it sounded like to me. You know, sound like Kermit at the end of the Looney Tunes. Blah 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 blah. That's all, folks. Anyhow, I digress. All I'm saying is, man, you get up there and you say, I didn't say it, and then they're like, no, but you did. It's like, that's it. Stop it. Because you roasting yourself now. We have to call you Cornish hen after that because you slow cooking yourself. Don't do it. Some things just, and there's big back and forth over that. No offense, man, but keep it up. It was a case of someone misspeaking and keep it moving. Don't have to spend 2 or 3 days, all day just backing and forth over it. But I would like to extend the invitation to Mr. Cornish because I don't want him to think that I, mashing him all the time. I'd like to extend an invitation to Mr. Cornish and, of course, the MP for Central and South Abaco, Mr. John Pinder, the second. I want him to come on the show, man. We do the Abaco Report each and every Monday. I think we can have a great conversation and it'll get to where we need to be in Abaco and have that honest dialogue so we know where we're really at because we've had residents from Abaco comment, we've had members of local government comment, but we really haven't had the MPs comment. And then when you hear the cries of certain MPs coming out and they seem to be falling on deaf ears, then we need to address the situation. Because if there's a message that's going to need to get out there to help Abaconians, then we need to hear it. And especially when it's a message of allegedly, Abaconians, having fear in their surroundings, feeling outnumbered in their own island. That's the conversation we need to have. How are we going to deal with that? Not who put their foot in their mouth and misspoke in the parliament. Anyway, more of that on Monday. Let's get to Cuban Willie's Immigration Report now. All brought to you, of course, by The Island Game. Check them out online, theislandgame.com. All of your numerology options are there, as well as that sports book, which is off the chain. And remember, The Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. All right, let's find out where Cuban Willie is. Cuban. Huepa, buenas tardes, soy yo, Cuban Willie. It's Friday, happy Friday. Feliz Viernes, everybody. And today, listen, the number for today is like this, okay? And you play it in The Island Game. Log on to theislandgame.com. You play it, bet it, you set it, forget it, and do it responsibly, okay? I'm on my way to Sparky House right now because I was listening to the radio and sound like Sparky having a party. So listen, the numbers for today is the 3 for the 3 brown butters that Sparky has already consumed, okay? The second number is the other 3 that Sparky is going to consume by the time the show is over. And the third number for today is 6 because me and Mr. Producer are going to take 6 more brown bottles over there for Sparky when the show is over. So your number for today is 336. 336. Play it in The Island Game. Bet it, set it, and forget it. And always do it responsibly. Until Monday, stay running, my friends, and stay playing with The Island Game.
Dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank, Bank the way you want.
Dunkin' lets the good vibes flow with their new Blood Orange Refresher, bursting with flavor. Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers balance bold, sweet blood orange with tart cranberry and a hint of fall spices for a fun twist on a much-loved flavor. Served over ice with either green tea or coconut milk, Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers are loaded with B vitamins to keep you feeling renewed and refreshed. What are you waiting for? The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
The Friday, November 4th edition of Talking Heads continues right now. We're up into the 5 o'clock hour. It's time to talk sports. And right now, you know how we do. We got to set it off with Today in Sports, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And don't forget, it's happy hour tonight at Naughty Johnny's, man. Well worth the trip out there to the 04 Shopping Plaza. Be sure to check them out. And don't forget, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, breakfast at lunch and dinner at Naughty Johnny's. Breakfast starting at 9 a.m. All right, give them a call, 377-7776. See what they got chefed up for you today. Woo! A lot of things happened on this day in sports history on November 4th. 1923, George Halas of the Chicago Bears picked up an Orang Indians fumble and ran it 98 yards for a touchdown. The Philadelphia A's moved to Kansas City in 1954. In 1960, Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia 76ers set an NBA record when he missed all 10 of his free throws. 1972, the LA Kings scored 3 goals within 45 seconds against the New York Islanders. 1973, the Chicago Bears set an NFL record when they held the Green Bay Packers to a -12 passing yardage for the game. 1976, Major League Baseball held its first free agent draft. 24 players were available from 13 teams. 1994, United Center in Chicago, Illinois opened up. Also in 1994, the San Antonio Spurs season opener was delayed for 50 minutes when a fireworks display triggered their sprinkler system in the Alamo Dome. 2001, Randall Cunningham of the Baltimore Ravens achieved 30,000 career passing yards. 2001, the Arizona Diamondbacks won their first World Series. They beat the New York Yankees 3-2 in Game 7. 2001, former Dallas Cowboy Nate Newton was arrested in Louisiana after police found 213 pounds of marijuana in a van he was driving. Messed up thing is, 6 months later, while on bail for that charge, got locked up for the same darn thing again. Big old Nate. Yes, indeed. 2003, Mark Messier of the New York Rangers scored 2 goals and moved into second place in career points. The goals were points 1850 and 1851 of his career. And your sports quote for today, it's not necessarily the amount of time you spend at practice that counts. It's what you put into the practice. Eric Lindros, former hockey great. All right, and that's a wrap on Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Time to slide on in to the home court, the local home court scene, all brought to you, of course, like I said, by Burger King Nassau. And listen, Burger King Nassau doing some big things, all right? Yes, people. They're getting you ready for the holidays, man. They can let you ride into the holidays, all right? Burger King ain't playing with y'all this go around, man. They definitely hooking it up and ride into the holidays, okay? You could win a BYD 2022, all right? Han EV. That's an electric vehicle, all right? And it's real easy. All right, big up the Easy Car Sales for hooking up the prize, all right? But through November 1st through December 27th, here's how you enter. Upgrade any breakfast or lunch combo at any Burger King Nassau location. All right, Deluxe Combo customer receives 1 ticket submission. King Combo or King's Feast customer receives 2 ticket submissions. Family Deal customer receives 3 ticket submissions. Then complete all the required information on the registration receipt. Name, telephone contact, email, and answer the skill question. And once you've completed the receipt, it must be dropped into the designated Ride into the Holidays promotion box at any Burger King Nassau location. Entries that are not tampered with will be disqualified. One lucky winner will be announced on December 28th, 2022. So if you want to ride into the new year, BK has definitely got you covered. All right. And chiming in with me now, we got Earl the Pearl. We got Pearly lined up. Pearly zoomed in. All right.
In this corner.
And we got our guest, but before
in the red corner.
Before we get to that, I would like to say that the rumors of Pearly's demise and hospitalization and blood donation are greatly exaggerated. He's fine, he's kicking, he's well, and I'm just glad to know that he's here.
I thought people didn't like me, you know. I really thought people didn't like me.
You famous, brother?
People really care for me, you know.
You famous? You famous?
You don't even call me. You don't even call me today and say, I hear you in hospital. But you know the whole irony and the funny part about this whole thing? There is an Earl Thompson who is sick in the hospital who needs blood. There is. He's my son patient.
So put that word out.
So that's why when my family, when my son, he come and say, Daddy, I just don't look like that. I have Earl Thompson, but not you. I say, okay.
Well, at least we got to the bottom of it. So our thoughts and prayers go out to that Earl Thompson who needs blood donations at the PMH.
I tell him 2 things. I said, any blood I need right now is the blood of Jesus. That's the only blood I need right now.
Or a Bloody Mary every morning when you wake up.
Yeah, you know, and I don't quite think he finished with me yet. I got 1 or 2 more things I got to get done. So, you know.
All right, well, we got a great conversation coming up. Just glad to know you out there, big bro. And like I said, we got a great conversation coming up. Right now, like I said. Let's get to the phones real quick before we go to the guests, because I want to get the caller out there. I don't want to. We got a caller. The caller hang up. Okay, beautiful. So that just worked out real well. It's all lined up now. We got via the Zoom. Okay, we've got. And I'm gonna let him make all the introductions because he's no stranger to the show, and he's all Atlanta Brave. It's your old nemesis, Pearly. None other than Mr. Theodore R. Sweeting, the BBA Secretary General and the CBC LOC Chairman. All right, he's got two big titles, you know. You see that, Pearly? Most people just have one, but Theodore, Theodore has 2. All right.
But you know, somebody like Theodore should have those titles, particularly the love that I know he has for baseball. So and the way he's watched baseball grow in this country over the last 20, 25 years, he deserves this.
And
proud of him.
Along with him, a young man that
not everybody can be Dodger fans. You know, some of us
have sense. Yeah, some of us have sense. Yes, indeed. I totally get you. And another young man who's with him, you know, and I know this young man for a long time, like long. I could really pull his file because his mommy was my supervisor, my first supervisor over there at Merv Griffin. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and I remember his daddy used to come pick him mommy up, and he used to come running inside.
You dated his mother back in the day.
No. I'm not you, Pearly. I'm not you, Pearly. But nonetheless, man,
I really don't like
I've watched him grow up over the years and do great things, man, as a young man, and you know, as a coach, as a husband, and a father. And glad to know that he's dealing, you know, with coaching his team, none other than Mr. Jerron Sands. So I want to welcome both of those gentlemen to the show. Do we have them via the Zoom, Mr. Producer?
So good, man.
All right, so Teddy and Jerron, glad to see you. What's going on, fellas? What's going on, guys? Mr. Secretary General, CBC, LOC Chairman, and Mr. Head Coach, how are you?
And soccer, don't forget that piece.
All right, here we go. We got all that out of the way and all the pleasantries done. Yeah. Theodore, what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, Theodore, you're on mute, buddy. You got to press that button, man. Come off mute, Theodore.
I do apologize. I had to put myself on mute, eh?
Yeah, you put yourself on mute because, I mean, we wouldn't put you on mute.
I do it all the time.
But we like it when you do that, Burley.
But it's great to be on the show, and it's great to talk some baseball, man. I'm really excited, and thank you guys so much.
No, man.
Us to be here.
We are glad to have you, and of course, you know, this platform is very sports friendly and local sports, and of course, you know, baseball is near and dear to my heart. So I'm glad to see all of this going down, and you guys are making some great working and great liaisons moving forward. I see big things popping.
Yeah, man, we got a great team of individuals working around. I mean, Jerron is going to give you a full update on the team. But it's exciting to see what's happening in baseball. Excited to see us working, all of us working together, whether you're young, you're old, middle-aged, all of us coming together to make sure the sport is successful, man. This event that we're just about ready to put on a show here for the Bahamas. And I want the Bahamas people to understand one thing. We have a very rich history of baseball, but this is going to be the first time in the history of baseball in the Bahamas that we're going to host a qualifier on our soil. Which means, so this is the first time the winner of this tournament, second runner-up, will qualify for the CAC games in 2023 in El Salvador. So this is a great opportunity for us and great opportunity for the countries that are coming in and to open up our brand new stadium, man. That's another exciting part about it. I think that with the tournament, it just helped to push everything along. And, I thank this administration and the Prime Minister for his efforts and making sure that this happened for the young people of this country. So we're really excited. We're looking forward to an exciting week in December.
The 4th through the 11th, right?
Yeah. It's going to be from December 4th through the 11th. All of the schedule will be released next week. We'll have all of the cost for each day for the games. There's about either 2 to 3 games per day, and there's only one course to watch the 3 games. So the cost to get in the stadium is $25. That's whether you come to watch one game or you come to watch the 3 games with a little transpire for that entire day. So you have a full day of baseball for one price. So it's going to be an exciting time.
And you got
just the winner qualifies, or does several
two teams will qualify. We'll also have Cuba in the tournament. Cuba's already qualified. So let's say Cuba wins the tournament or falls second. It'll be the third place team will go ahead, and if they come second, it'll then be the winning team that will then qualify. So it's two countries. We have four out of the 5 countries that are going to be coming in. So that's 5 countries that have an opportunity to qualify.
And that's the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Curacao, Cuba, the Bahamas, the host country, and Haiti, correct?
And Haiti, yes.
There you go. I mean, that sounds like, you got a lot of talent from the region.
My question is, who's making up the Bahamas team?
We're going to get to that right now.
We're going to get to that soon.
I jumped the gun.
That's a great segue, Pearlie, and I'll let you know who the coaching staff is. All right, you have the head coach, Jerron Sands. You got the bench coach, Albert Cartwright, legend in his own right. First base coach, Dominique Carley Jr., got a great collegiate career and was drafted by the D-backs. Trey Sweeten, another great outfield. He's going to be outfield coach. He's a former D1 college standout, former national team player. All right, he was a member of Iran that defeated Cuba 2-1 at the World University Games in 2006. All right, you got your bullpen coach, Donovan Cox, former national team member, head coach of the Bahamas college team, participated in the Charles Johnson Collegiate Summer League 2022. And team general manager is Avard Hard. He's a former national team player. So the team is well-rounded. Got a lot of good coaching there. That. And then, of course, you have bringing up the rear just because he's affiliated, of course, Theodore in his capacity as well.
Yeah, I
appreciate that.
I didn't want to leave you out on that, Theodore.
Yeah, I just want to make one thing there. Jerron and Trey has expanded, so you can't put the two of them in the same tournament. The first tournament that Jerron won, that was in 2006 when that team was assembled, went to Cuba and defeated the Cuban national team
2-1, right?
In the university games in 2006. And then the team that Trey was on that was in 2012, and we took a national team to Canada.
And they beat Chinese Taipei.
And they beat Chinese Taipei. I mean, we've had some historic wins, right? We can't put it all together and try to win a tournament, but this is our opportunity now to try to win the whole tournament. But we got some exciting wins under our belt. With some great players that have come through the programs over the years.
All right. But with that being said,
I'm excited.
enough of the pleasantries, enough of the fluff. We got the PR out the way. Let's talk to the coach. Jerron, how are you, man?
Good evening, everybody. Everything's good, man.
Always good to hear from you, man.
Thanks for having me on.
And everybody doing good? The family doing good? Everybody?
Yeah, everybody's doing good. Can't complain. I think they doing better than I am, so that's a good thing.
And just on a private note, please tell the
That's always a good thing. Always a good thing.
please tell the wife and the crew at one of my favorite delis, man. I miss the tuna sandwich. I miss being around there in the morning. That's the one thing I miss, but being at that place. That's what I miss.
Okay, I gotta get that delivered to you then.
Yeah, but I had a good one in a while, but what? But anyway, I know we don't. Hold on, I dealing with my food right now, so Jerron will talk separately on that.
I don't know if that's a blue building. That's what I want to know.
Yes, sir. A very nicely painted blue building. Very nice. Well kept. Listen, but let me know just a little bit about your coaching staff first and foremost, Jerron, and then let's talk about the team itself. Because I'm seeing some of the names on here, and I'm excited. And I know how you guys coach and your brand of coaching and your brand of baseball. I think we're very much to be considered one of the contenders for this tournament.
Yeah, most definitely. I think so. I think we're going to definitely contend. We're going to compete. As far as the coaches, coaching staff, I thought about the young guys coming up in baseball who has been in baseball for a while, and just kind of change the scene a little bit when it comes to the coaching staff. So we have Albert Cartwright. He'll be the bench coach. He's the commander in there. Albert Cartwright, we all know him. Played drafted by the Houston Astros. Played with the Philadelphia Phillies. I think he have a combined about 8 years professionally playing baseball. So also Great Britain first base coach. Was an all-star in the minor leagues. Very knowledgeable about the game and also the guys look up to him as a big brother. So Albert is one. Then we went on Dominique Corley. He's up and coming young Bahamian. He actually is a scout for the Boston Red Sox right now. So he came to academy-based program in Nassau. He went off, signed, played with the Diamondbacks for a minute, for a little while. That didn't work out the way he wanted it to, so he went on and got his college degree after playing professional baseball.
Isn't he doing some scouting work too for a couple of major league teams as well?
Yeah, he works for the Red Sox.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. He works for the Boston Red Sox, so he's very knowledgeable about the game as well.
I'm happy for him, but my Yankee heart bleeds when I hear that,
Boy, well, I ain't getting that.
Yeah.
I can stay out of that one. I actually did like the Yankees this year. On the side note, I did like them this year.
Yeah.
Anybody who works Yankees, I like. So me and him cool.
Anyway, this is a bit of Dodger over here. Okay, leave him in his 111 minutes and never to go. Yeah. So you got Trey on there as well too, and Trey was quite the player, right?
We have Trey Sweden. I'm very knowledgeable. Played high level Division I baseball. Still coaches, still around with the guys and moving around. So what he brings a lot of energy to the team too, man. He brings a lot of energy. It's going to keep us going, keep us up in the dugout. So yeah, Trey brings a lot of value to the team. And then we have Donovan Cox. He's probably one of the fewest pitching coaches around in the Bahamas. He really studies pitching and kind of, more very advanced on the pitching side of things. So we have him as a pitching coach, bullpen coach, to complete the staff. And
that's my boy who's be doing the pitching at Don't Blink, right?
Yeah.
Boy, that's my buddy right there, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so he'll be there. And then we have Avad Hard. He's the team coordinator. He's responsible for getting everything done. So he's the main man, making sure these guys have their flights, know where they need to be, organizing everything from the team standpoint. And that kind of closes out the coaching staff. There's 5 of us.
But so, I like the coaching staff.
I want to ask you a quick question about the staff.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of talk in baseball now, particularly in the major league level, of analytics.
Yes.
I think that was the downfall with the Dodgers, that Roberts coached analytically, if that's the right word to use.
Yes.
And took Anderson out in that 5th inning based on his analytics. Is that something? Right. Is that a coaching style that you adopt, or are you going to have a little mix of both, or you stick with the gut?
I like the gut, but we can't ignore the analytics as well. I think it's a little bit about And I think that all, depends on the timing, the game, the inning, what we up against, who we playing, all that stuff. I think will come into play. But I'm not against it. But we're going to try to use both. But me personally, I'm a gut guy. I think I'm a gut guy. But the game that Delix has its place, and you just have to know how to use it and at the right time. Yeah.
I agree with you. I always, that's why I always like Tommy Lasorda as a coach. I never forget when he took his gut and let Mike Williams take a 3-0 pitch and put it into the stands in 1988 against the Oakland in the World Series. So I believe in gut. That's why I think one of the things why I cuss Dave Roberts all the time.
I could tell you one thing. I like the swing 3-0. So I'm not a big taking type of guy.
I know what you mean. I like that too. I believe in that.
Kind of thing,
especially does a big gun back.
Yeah, for sure. So I think we'll be ready. Ready to go, man. Ready to compete.
Okay. Are you at liberty to talk about some of the team players, some of the players you're gonna have?
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have a 24-man roster. Majority of those guys will be pitchers. We have about 12, 13, or 14 pitchers. So that means
all of that.
So, you need that much pitches, man. You need, right now rules. We kind of don't know the rules, pitch count, what's going to happen, that kind of thing. So you got to be
better
prepared,
be safe than sorry. Correct. You never want to run out of arms.
Yeah, you can't run out of arms in something like this. Right. So I think we might get maybe 3, 4 games in. Hopefully, if we win it or get close, we should be 4 or 5 games in. So that'll be a good thing. We got to be prepared for that. Good thing, the good thing is it's over a span of almost a week or so, right over a week. So, we have guys that could rest up and return depending on the rules and the pitch count and all that and all those kind of stuff. But
okay.
Yeah, so the guys on the team, I mean, right now, I tell you, we had to shuffle some things around a little bit because, a lot of these guys have obligations with their teams and their careers. In which I really don't want to, stop their career. I mean, yes, this is for the Bahamas, but at the same time, it's their career on the line with a lot of things. And some of the guys who are healthy have camps and certain things, that commitments they have to do. But all this, I realized, putting this team together, that we have so many guys that could fill in. The saying when they say next man up, we could do that for a little while. How much guys we got?
Okay. So, I mean that's true because our pipeline is pretty deep.
Yeah, we got a deep position players, especially we really deep there, and in that aspect. So we could toss up a bunch of names and whatever come out, that'll be fine. But that ain't the case here. But we open up Ian Lewis play shortstop for us, Miami Marlins.
Okay.
Warren Sanders, Mets. Just to call pitching. Hopefully we'll have Tanaj Thomas.
I was just to say, is Tanaj right now. He's still with Pittsburgh, right?
Tanaj will be out there. Say again?
He's still with Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, he's still with Pittsburgh. He's in the 4th league right now in Arizona.
And listen, I'll be honest with you, Pittsburgh got issues in their rotation,
Yeah.
He might have a legitimate shot coming out of camp this year for a cup of coffee.
I think so. No, I think so. I mean, anything could go in Pittsburgh. I think the thing is for these young guys, what people don't realize what's going on right now is that, it isn't so much that the guy can't play in the big leagues. It's more of service time, and then it comes down to money. Service time, money, and, they have certain things they do to hold you under contract for a longer period of time. So there's so much things that goes on behind the scenes when we talk about, these guys and making it to the big leagues. And, I thought that was part of the thing with Lucius as well.
That kind of bothered me this year. And Pearlie could tell you, numerous times in this show, I was frustrated that he was not getting played by Martinez in Washington. And I'm like, Washington sucks. They got Alcides Escobar, who's 112 years old, playing shortstop. I mean, when are you going to give this kid a chance?
Yep. So, and then they go out and sign somebody else this year. They got a youngster this year from not sign, but trade from San Diego. So, I think CJ Abram, he's a top young guy coming up. So, we'll see what happens with Lou, but I think that how to control the situation, manipulate the system in different ways to hold you back from that service time and so your clock don't start running to hit free agency. So it's a lot.
So
that
is
goes
Lou one
on.
for the team?
No, right now this team cannot have any 40-man rosters. Now, so you have to have guys that are non-40-man roster or major league.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
And that
so
is the reason why we don't have. Jazz wanted to play, man. He was
Well,
ready
you
to
know
go.
that Jazz is going to play at the drop of a dime.
Yeah, he was ready to go. But now, if we qualify out of this and we make the CAC games, then we have all hands on deck for that, and that would be next year. So the main thing right now is to qualify.
So if we qualify now, we're looking at a squad possibly with Jazz and Lucius and Tanaj and Aram and wow,
yes, everybody, the whole army.
Let me ask you this question as we get into the tournament. What kind of style are you going with as a head coach? I mean, considering the talent on the team, will we doing pitching and small ball defense, or we got some bats that could drive in some runs on the squad?
We have spots. I think we have to mix it up there again. We have to run for sure. We definitely have to run. We have to create some havoc on the bases. We're definitely gonna have to do that because we have a lot of line drive hitters coming that I know is gonna be playing. So small ball, yes. If we have to put down a bunt, we'll put down a bunt. But for the most part, we can swing, we can run, we can steal bases, we can make the game exciting. You can play defense.
Super.
So you high-paced brand of baseball. I like that.
Yeah. Yes.
And you know me, I have no problem causing havoc on the base paths. I'm a huge proponent of that. The more havoc you can cause on the base paths, the better it is for you.
Yeah, we can make guys make plays.
Lonnie, I'll jump right in there with Jerron and that. All of the games for the Bahamas will be in the evening under the lights. All of our games are scheduled for the nighttime. And we'll be opening up against the Bahamas voices the U.S. Virgin Islands. So that'll be the first game Sunday night. Get ready for it. Six opening ceremonies, and then we'll jump right on into that final game for that day.
Okay.
So a lot of
when will we have the so none of the games basically gives Cuba. Does this give Cuba an advantage because Cuba has such a good got a lot of good players that probably have major league talent but not there yet, as opposed to us Bahamians or the other teams that have their major league players who cannot play. So we have our minor leaguers, our double A and single A and independents playing.
Right.
Does that give Cuba an advantage?
From my perspective, I wouldn't say that because, I mean, when you get a certain level at which these guys are at, I think that it comes down to a couple of different things in the game: who plays defense, who base run the best, and who pitch, who was throwing strikes. So, and I think anything can happen. I mean, if you go back to when we played Cuba back then, that was a team with Yuri Gurriel on it, who was the first baseman for the Houston Astros. And there's a couple other guys on that we were able to beat them. So, for me, I'm going into it as if I believe as a manager, as a coach, once we could compete, the whole thing is about competing. And once you compete, anything could happen. So I'm not going into it as if, this one or that one and, what's going on with this. And I'm just, once I have a squad that I know that could compete, I feel like we're going to be in the game with anyone at any point in time.
Let me ask you a little bit about the pitching staff. I know you said you got a 12 or 13-man pitching staff.
Yeah.
You got power pitchers. What kind of arms you got? Lefties, righties? Tell me a little bit
we
about
have a couple lefties. We have about 2 or 3 lefties in there. Lefties are hard to come by, as we all know. But we have a bunch of righties. We have some guys, the professional guys, obviously. I was hoping Chavez Fernando is one that I really wanted on the staff, but he's actually going to be pitching in Puerto Rico. So he won't be able to pitch. He's on the brink of making the major leagues as well, being on the roster. So he's going to go to Puerto Rico where, he's going to, have a arraignment of games to try to make that squad out of spring training. But Chavez Fernando is one. If we get to Naj, he's in the fall league right now. So I know his innings and pitch count is kind of limited right now, but we're going to do our best to try to have him and him give us what he could give us once that time comes. But we have Evan Sweden from the Padres. We have some college guys. We have a lot of college guys pitching. Mateo Ferguson. We have what's his name? couple guys at a couple baseball academies in the States. We have a couple guys from Giovanni. Well, actually, Giovanni goes to Savannah State. Giovanni Tomlins. He's a top guy, too. I'm really excited to have him and see him get back on the soil and pitch. Tomlins. Brandon Russell. He's a flamethrower. He'll get it up to 93, 94. Obviously, you know, Tanaj is a triple digits type of guy when he's ready. He's a 97, 98, 100 type of guy. That's Tanaj Thomas. And then we're going to have the guys in the 88s, you know, the 88s, the 89s. I think they're going to be. So in sports, we have the flamethrowers, and at times we have the guys that got to finesse you and really pitch.
Well, I appreciate you. We got to get to the break now, but I do appreciate you and Teddy chiming in and getting us caught up. But listen, if we could get you on once a week right through the tournament, can that work? If you can't make it, I'm sure Teddy can, right?
Yeah, that could work. Just let me know and I can make myself available, especially Zoom. I could get on anywhere.
All right, so we'll work out another interview next week and then the following week and right up until the tournament, and we'll cover it straight through because there's still lots more to talk about. There's still the confederation aspect of it, Teddy, you know what I mean? Let people know the strides we make it in that area and some of the big things that is going to help the future of baseball in this country. So it's not just the tournament, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So I appreciate you both chiming in today. Have a great weekend. And we'll talk soon, Jorana. I'll see you over this weekend because I know we got a couple of drafts and things popping up. It's a baseball weekend, so we shall see each other. Teddy, I should see you, I guess, if you're lucky and I'm careless, and it's all good.
But definitely. And then we'll talk about the big announcement
on the next one. I really appreciate you guys chiming in, man, and we'll coordinate that for next week, all right? Have a safe weekend. Regards to your fams, and we'll talk soon. Mr. Producer, let's get to the break, and on the flip side of the break, baseball's out, football's in. Peter Rahim's in studio along with Earl LaPearl. We picking all the games for this NFL weekend. And don't forget, on the Final 10 today, we got the NFL Bowl predictions courtesy of CBS Sport. So, yeah, it's going to be a good look. All coming up on the flip side of the break right here on the Friday edition of Talking Heads, which continues right after this.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for the occasion. John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Play with Island Games, we making dreams come true. Play with Island Games, we paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market, you getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy, and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first, guaranteed to pay. Island Games, we like them other jokers. We've been here from the start, from the bike to computer. Island Games, we gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Get a jump start on gifts at KFC this holiday season. This November, when you enjoy the craveable flavor of a KFC Meal Deal Mega or a Big Deal Mega, you can enter for a chance to win. KFC is giving away one MetaQuest 2 VR headset every week that can be yours by simply mega-sizing and entering your receipt. Enjoy your finger-licking good KFC chicken meal and enter the metaverse, courtesy of KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
All right, we're back at you right here on the Friday, November 4th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6, and along with Earl LaPearl and Peter Rahim, who's checked back in. We got your NFL picks coming up for you right now. All right, and I tell you, I think this might be a weekend where you see some positioning with some teams starting to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. You know, we talked about the contenders and the pretenders. I think this is another week where we see who the real contenders are, and we lose some more.
Think so?
Yeah, I think there's some
so,
separation.
I think you can. Yeah, I think particularly in the AFC East, you can see the Jets and the Dolphins solidifying themselves as the second place team right behind Buffalo. I think the AFC South, the Titans, all them teams crappy, but the Titans that's pull away from there. If the Chargers don't step their game up, they'll get left behind real soon. You know.
Yeah, I mean, but
in the same boat with you and the Giants, the Dallas and the Giants. In the NFC East, that's gonna be quite interesting to watch.
Dallas is gonna win that division, and we're gonna have 3 teams in the playoffs from that division.
Minnesota really as good as a 6-1? Are they that good?
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna see some people fall back to the pack. Some people gain, on the pack, and other people, like you say, fall right completely out of the race.
So I mean, because like if you look
if Tampa loses this week, they're out of the race. I don't see.
I think it's but no. If you really look at it, if you look at the NFC, all right. So right now, if the season was to end now, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants,
the Vikings
are all in the play. No, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, my bad. So if you look at it right now. You look at the wild card for the AFC. Right now it's Dallas, the Giants, and the 49ers. This is 6-2, 4-4, and 49ers. The Commanders are 4-4. The Rams are 3-4, and the Buccaneers are 3-5. So maybe if the Buccaneers lose, but the Rams could be out of it too if they lose that game. So I think I said to myself this morning when I saw it, I think the loser of that game could basically kiss the playoffs goodbye.
Now, I'll tell you something. That NFC South is starting to look like how that NFC East looked a couple of years ago. Top team in the division is 4-4. And a team like the Panthers at 2-6 still has a legitimate shot to win the division.
Yeah. That's true, you know.
So you got to watch it. Anyway, let's get to the picks, man. We all good? We got Peter zoomed in? Another one on mute. Anyway, let's get up into the picks because the final 10 today. We got the bold predictions from CBS Sports coming up for you. But Buffalo and the Jets, man, had there been no injury to Breece Hall, I was going with the Jets in this game in the upset. But there's been an injury to Breece Hall.
Don't fool yourself. Buffalo gonna stump the Jets.
Earl,
the
if
Jets,
they had listen, I don't want to.
You have 2 or 3 teams that every year in the season brace out, and Miami did it a bunch of times. Brace out there and look super good for October, November, and then when the middle of November, December come around, they come back down to earth.
I think the Jets was on to something. I think they were on to something. They were establishing an identity, running the football and getting the ball down the field behind Breece Hall. He was that guy. I think that let the momentum out. If he was healthy and he was still progressing the way he was, I mean this. I was taking them in an upset today, but he's not there, so we don't have to worry about that. Right. Carolina and the Bengals. Carolina and the Bengals. We got Peter in yet or no?
I like the Bengals.
Is Peter in? He'll pop in. Obviously, when we had a change, Ralph, we know Peter's in.
He probably came in the Bengals. I like the Bengals.
All right, I like the Bengals to get right in that one. I think it's going to be a tighter game than people think because I think Dante Foreman's doing some special things in the backfield in Carolina. But I do like Cincinnati to get right. They have more urgency and they know that they still have a legitimate playoff chance. So they need to get right. So I like them to win that one at home. Yeah. Green Bay and the Lions. Listen to me. Jared Goff is something like 6-2 in his last 8 games in Detroit. Jared Goff. Watch him today. Watch him tomorrow on Sunday. I like him in the upset. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes off. The Packers got an injured corner. They're snake-bitten on offense. Listen to me. Detroit going to let up some points, but the Packers going to let up some points as well, too. So, with that being said, I like Detroit at home and a man being Amon-Ra St. Brown. Remember I told you that.
I like the Packers and I like Aaron Rodgers. Tried to get in the way and he put up some points. And I like the Packers in a nice, comfortable win over Detroit.
Because you got him in fantasy and you said the same darn thing about him last week too. And look what happened to him. All right, you got the Indianapolis Colts against the New England Patriots. Listen, I like the Patriots at home for one reason. Belichick always throws the crazy arithmetic at young rookie quarterbacks or first-year quarterbacks making their start. I think he throws the kung fu at Ellinger this week and has the kid confused. I like New England at home, smash mouth style, run the football. Ramondre Stevenson with a big game on the ground and through the air out of the backfield. I like the Patriots to win, and I like a Jacoby Myers sighting for a touchdown in this game.
I don't know, but Devontae Parker out. That's why the Dolphins don't have any. He's like brittle paper. This one I'm afraid of. I think the Patriots, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think this is my upset. The Colts take it this week.
Well, I feel the same way about the Chargers. They're coming off the bye. They're always pretty good coming off the bye. Eckler's running the ball well, and the Chargers defense can't stop the run either, and they got issues with the pass because of injuries. This could be an upset trap game waiting to happen with the Falcons. I'm simply going to go with the Chargers because I think they're a better team, and they're coming off the bye. But don't be surprised if the upset bird flew in this one. Caller, I see you. We coming to you right after the picks.
If you're looking for a tight end in fantasy, I got Kyle Pitts. I tired of him, man. He left me to eat. I tired of him.
Yeah, a lot of people tired of Kyle Pitts. But listen, he's had 8 targets consistently over the last 3 games, 8 targets apiece in those 3 games. I think they're going to try heat him up and cook him up. All right, so don't cash in on Kyle Pitts yet.
I'm playing him this weekend. I playing him. I got it.
Raiders and the Jaguars. Raiders and the Jaguars. I like the Jaguars to win in Jacksonville, man.
Boy. Jaguars, man. No, I go into Raiders.
You can't trust neither of these two garbage truck juice teams, but I like Jacksonville at home. I think they get it right.
I like the Raiders because I think the Raiders are a better team than they look. I like the Raiders to get it together for this one game with an inferior team.
Miami Dolphins and the Chicago from 3 to 4. I like the Dolphins to win this one. Secondary in Chicago got banged up last week against Dallas. I think they're no match for Waddle and Hill. If they protect Tua, I think the Dolphins win this one running away.
I believe so too. Especially I got Waddle starting, I got Tua starting. I need points. Just give me points.
Minnesota Vikings and the Washington Commanders. I think this is going to be a good game. I think Minnesota gets it because they got a little more talent on offense, and Washington has issues on defense still. But don't sleep on Hanky, man. He's won 3 straight with the Redskins, and now 4-4. Stranger things have happened, but I think it comes to a halt against the Vikings this weekend.
The Vikings are a 6-1 team. I don't know why. I don't know if they're as good as a 6-1 team. I think they'll pull it off, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders did it. I'm going to call my former roommate in Minnesota and tease him if they do, though.
Seahawks and the Cardinals. I like the Seahawks to get it done. Cardinals can't stop the run. Kenneth Walker, the third, I think he's going to run over, around, and through them. Geno Smith has done well all season long for the Seahawks. So I continue with I like the Seahawks to continue winning, and I'll pick them again this week over the Cardinals.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals to hold on at home. I don't know. Boy, I don't know. I just thought he'd put up bigger numbers. He's doing all right for fantasy for me, but I just think he'd put up bigger numbers.
Here's one that I can't go with the Bucs after I've seen them play the last 4 weeks. I mean, I got to go with them at home simply because I feel like a Brady comeback is going to happen. Like they're going to win one and get some false hope going on. The Rams need to win this game as well, too. But I think Tampa gets it done at home. I think they make one more play and get it done. And the backfield is still in disarray in Los Angeles. And I think that's caused some problems with the offense. Stafford's still suspect.
They missing Vaughn every game. You're saying that they're missing OBJ.
Yeah.
I think Brady's been embarrassed enough with his divorce. I think he's hurt by all the press. I think he's going to come up and light him up. And I can see we can see some vintage Brady this weekend. I picked Tampa Bay by at least 10.
All right, the Tennessee Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Tennessee keeps it close for a while, running behind Derrick Henry. But once they got to pass the football because they're now trailing and go away from the run, I think Mahomes and them open it up. I like the Chiefs to win in Arrowhead. It's a hard place to play on the road in Kansas City, and it continues to be a hard place for the Titans this week. I like the Chiefs at home.
I like the Chiefs on the number this week, too. A high 3, too.
And we got the Baltimore Ravens and the New Orleans Saints on Monday night. And guess what? I like the Ravens to continue their winning ways.
And I think you the moves they made. I think you're gonna see a much better team.
Roquan Smith was a great addition. All right, before we get to the NFL Bowl predictions for the Week 9, courtesy of CBS Sports on the flip side of the break, let's get to the caller who's been holding patiently, Pearly, and then of course we up out of here. So, Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Naughty Not.
Yes, sir. What you got for us?
What's up, man? I got an idea for you because I know you used to listen to Guardian, man. Why don't you have a Naughty Knots fantasy matchup, and then every week someone can get something out the poll?
We'll line that up for next season. I like that, kind of like FanDuel every week.
Yeah, lastly, I know you're on football briefly. I want to talk about the Nets situation very, very fast. Now, what I'm saying is that these athletes don't have freedom of speech. If you talk about the refs, they want to fine you. And rappers, they can talk or whatever, but they still get put in court for what they did. But I feel that it's very flabbergasting that they're in for 5 whole games based on this religious belief and whatever. They wanted them to apologize, right?
All right,
but
listen.
Guess what, Adam Silver, I don't know what he's doing. I missed it.
Paula, what I need you to do, right? What I want you to do, that kind of broke today, and we do want to talk about it, but time is an issue.
All right,
Call me back on Monday, though, and we'll pick up this conversation because Earl and I have had this conversation not about this Kyrie situation, but the potential now of Ime Udoka now becoming the new head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. So we got a couple of things. We definitely want to have that conversation with you on Monday, man. So chime back. You always got good points. Pearlie, I want you to have a great weekend, man. If you're putting anything in the fryer, call me, man.
One last thing before we go, Naughty.
What's
Naughty. Justice Verlander showed me why I'm now changing my mind, and I believe the Astros can take this one. Astros, I ain't gonna lie.
In the Barker Jokers last night, right before they told me you was in the hospital and needed blood, I said the same thing. I said, well, Houston look like they sleep in the graveyard with a number book and they could do it again. They teeth in signs or something, but they could win this one again.
Oh, man, Dusty Baker's done a fantastic job.
And I want to see...
The rookie shortstop. Oh, man. Pena. Oh, man.
I want to see Big Dust get one, man, but at the end of the day...
They got a good young thing.
We got to get to the break, man. So have a great weekend. Pearlie, appreciate your contributions. And coming up out of the break, CBS Sports bold predictions for NFL Week 9. Enjoy your weekend. Be good, Bahamas. And if you can't be good at it. We see you Monday.
Go to it.
It's time to say hello to finger-licking good KFC bites. KFC chicken bites are freshly hand-breaded bites of premium white meat, seasoned with the Colonel's original recipe of 11 herbs and spices. These boneless KFC bites are made by the fried chicken experts and include your choice of mango habanero, buffalo, barbecue, honey mustard, ranch, or special KFC sauce for that grown-up taste you'll enjoy. Dip, dip, hooray! KFC bites, it's finger-licking good.
Do you want a chance to win one of 5 Yamaha Kryptonite scooters? Do you like the great taste of Frito-Lay chips? Well, all you have to know at your favorite grocery store, and you can enter to win thanks to Frito-Lay and Island Wholesale Scooter Giveaway Promotion. Want to know more? Join us at Extra Value Nassau Village November 5th, this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. for a chance to play Island Wholesale Shoot and Win game for instant prizes and a chance to win one of 5 Yamaha scooters. Frito-Lay, distributed by Island Wholesale.
Know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Dunkin' lets the good vibes flow with their new Blood Orange Refresher, bursting with flavor. Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers balance bold, sweet blood orange with tart cranberry and a hint of fall spices for a fun twist on a much-loved flavor. Served over ice with either green tea or coconut milk, Dunkin' Blood Orange Refreshers are loaded with B vitamins to keep you feeling renewed and refreshed. What are you waiting for? The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Let's welcome in NFL expert Ryan Wilson with Friday's Monday morning headlines. Ryan, this is the first time I get to do this segment with you. I'm very excited about it. So let's start with Seahawks at Cardinals. What's going to be the headline Monday morning coming out of this one?
You know, Amanda, I feel like I'm sort of like Geno Smith. Started off a little slow and fighting my way in this world now, so I'll take that. And every time we do this segment, I always bring up Geno Smith, but this is becoming a recurring theme now. Maybe it's no longer a bold prediction, so I have to take it a step further. And this headline, I don't know if I made it up or not. We'll see how you react to it. Says it all. Here we go. Geno for MVP. So when I talk about Geno Smith, Amanda, I always call him by his full name because he's earned that. Eugene Cyril Smith III has been one of the best players in the NFL this season. And this isn't April 1st. This isn't some sort of joke. This is absolutely 100% true. You talk about how he leads the NFL completion percentage. He has been on point each and every week. And it feels like every game you expect him to revert to New York Jets Geno Smith, and it just hasn't happened. He is better than Russ has played in recent years in Seattle, and you wonder if this is what Pete Carroll wanted all the time. Ken Walker III has been lights out since he's gotten healthy. We know about DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, and the defense with Tariq Woolen has been really good. The rookie fourth round pick, has played really well on the other side of the ball. Meanwhile, quickly, they're playing the Cardinals, who I don't have a lot of faith in. Kyler Murray's 5-13 in his career against the NFC West. He's lost 5 straight games against the NFC West. I don't see that changing this weekend when Eugene Cyril Smith III continues to do his thing.
All right. I was trying to look up MVP odds. I'll get them by the end of this segment. You got the Bengals sitting at 500 right now, hosting the Panthers on Sunday. We have Philip Walker. Let's go with full names here. Philip Walker, PJ Walker, starting for the Panthers. Another quarterback we haven't talked a whole lot about up until recently. On the other side, of course, Joe Burrow. We've talked about him plenty for the past several years. What's the headline out of this one?
Hey, a lot of quarterback synergy here. My first name is Philip. Fun fact there. Not very fun, but it goes along with PJ. So, yeah, again, PJ Walker was the 4th-string quarterback coming into this season. And, of course, Matt Corral, who they drafted, has been injured the entire season. PJ Walker finally got his chance. Turns out he's pretty good in this post-Matt Rule world. Last week, that touchdown pass he threw to DJ Moore should have been the winning touchdown pass, was farther than any pass in terms of air yards that they've kept track of since 2016. I feel like I should do this in a Christopher Walken voice. I'll just do it in my Philip Ryan Wilson voice. Hey, PJ's walking here. Oh, God, this is terrible. I didn't write that headline, Amanda. But here's the thing. My man is balling out. And I think he's going to outplay Joe Burrow this week. Joe Burrow obviously doesn't have Jamar Chase. He struggled a little bit last week in that loss to the Browns. He didn't get help by Jonah Williams, his left tackle, who's given up more sacks this year than any other left tackle. At 8, that's a huge number. And meanwhile, we've seen what P.J. Walker's been able to do with DJ Moore, who's had over 200 receiving yards combined the last 2 weeks. We've seen how Dante Foreman stepped up in that post-Christian McCaffrey world. There are a lot of reasons for optimism. I can't believe I'm saying about the Panthers. But it starts with P.J. Walker. So I think he's going to outplay Joe Burrow. I'm not sure if they're going to win the game, but I think it's going to be another situation where we're like, oh, turns out P.J. Walker's been playing the whole time.
Ryan, if we're going to tank this, foreshadow what's going to happen here. Packers' worst 8-game start of Aaron Rodgers' career. Packers at Lions Sunday. They're favored by 3.5 on the road. What's your headline coming out of this one?
The fact that they're favored by 3.5 going to Detroit, a team that can't defend anyone and just fired their D-backs coach, that's very concerning, and it sort of gets to your point. They've lost 4 straight. There's a chance they lose 5 straight for the first time in 14 years, I believe. And I think what's going to happen is the old Detroit Lions are going to put a hurting on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. King of the North, no more. There's a Game of Thrones reference in there somewhere. I'm not sure what it is, but it is a troubling situation in Green Bay. The wide receivers are either young, injured, or both. That's a problem. The offensive line has been injured for much of the season. David Bakhtiari finally came back. Didn't matter last week. And the defense has been up and down. On the other side, Jared Goff for the first time in 4 games, didn't throw an interception, played really well, completed over 70% of his passes against the Dolphins. The defense, once again, was the issue in terms of letting the Lions down at the end of that football game. But I think this is the time that they turn it on. Amon-Ra St. Brown is back. Jamal Williams is scoring running back in the NFL. Even though they've gotten rid of T.J. Hawkinson, he's now in Minnesota, I still think that the Lions have a chance to win this game. And look, if they find a way to beat the Packers with this terrible Lions defense, it's going to get way worse in a hurry in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur will have a lot of questions to answer, and it's not going to be fun.
I just remembered there was an episode where Jon Snow died. So that's going to be this episode. It's not going to be the Red Wedding. It's going to be the one where Jon Snow died. There's your Game of Thrones reference. All right, Raiders and Jags. Raiders 2-5, Jags 2-6. Vegas, keep in mind, 0-4 on the road this season. What's your headline Monday morning on this Friday?
So Trevor Lawrence has not been great, and that's no grand revelation. He's struggled. In fact, our Jonathan Jones wrote about this earlier in the week, how not only is Trevor struggling in the fourth quarter, he's struggling at the end of halves, both the end of the second quarter and the fourth quarter, and throwing a ton of interceptions, making a ton of mistakes. The only quarterback who's playing worse in those situations is Kenny Pickett, and he's on a team that's won 2 football games and can't score points. So this all comes down to Trevor Lawrence, and he has to play better. What better way to get right than to face a Raiders defense that has not been good? So if they don't turn the ball over, Trevor Lawrence is successful and they win football games. When they do turn the ball over, Trevor Lawrence, they lose, and they've lost 5 straight. On the other side, Derek Carr is certainly having his issues. That Josh McDaniels offense doesn't appear to be working, which is a head-scratcher for sure. But Trevor Lawrence has his teammate Trevor Etienne. He's getting the ball. Travis Etienne